Okay, the origin of the Thunder Frog, Part 2. So, there's another side to the story, or basically what I was trying to create. And it wasn't just the inspiration to take this character, the Thunder Frog, and do something with him. Um, it also comes from these. People might recognize these. These are old. This is my copy of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangest role-playing game, which I got at Wagner's Hobby House in Auburn, Washington. May it rest in peace. The local game stores, they're going away. This thing, 6 printing, revised edition. I didn't get I got a first edition much later, but it's stored away safely. 6 printing, 1988, which is probably when I got it. Gotta remember that very clearly. You can see it's beat up. I have played the hell out of this game. This is amazing. And for Ninja Turtles fans who might be watching the original Ninja Turtles, check it out. These books had Ninja Turtles comics that were in canon in the original continuity that you could only get if you bought the role-playing game. There were like 3 or 4 of these things that came out. Very cool. And then this I got later. I largely knew the Ninja Turtles by reputation. I think I got the role-playing game first and then got turned on to the Turtles afterwards. And then I bought this. This is an original printing of the Ninja Turtles collected book before the term trade paperback was popularized. God, this thing's awesome. Can't believe what's the cover price? $16.95 for this. Kind of upsets me that a friend lost my copy of Return to New York. Irreplaceable. It cost me $40 just to get a 3-issue trade right now of that one. And so this is the Ninja Turtles. Don't kid yourself. This, after Return to New York, the series should have just ended because they kind of lost direction. But the shit on television, this is where it's at. So, the Ninja Turtles were hard-hitting. They were awesome. They didn't pull their punches. Shredder died in the first issue of all things, and then they had the greatest resurrection story in the history of comics where the Shredder came back, but you didn't necessarily know if it was really him. You found out one way or the other, but it was before Marvel Comics ruined it, and DC ruined it for everybody and now everybody comes back to life. But yeah, it was great. Foot Soldiers got killed, the Turtles got hurt. The Turtles won, but the battles were never one-sided. Very rarely. They probably were only as effective as they were because they had armor. If it weren't for the armor, they probably would have got pasted because they didn't necessarily have the years of experience that the other human ninjas did. Certainly not Shredder. And and they were, man, it was great comic books, wonderful storytelling. And so what I wanted to do was do a comic book that is kind of like a tribute to what I loved about comics, about those comics back when I was a kid. I remember sitting and reading these color reprints of the original ones, not like the color today. The color was a little more complementary to the black and white art style, but it was just, I remember reading these comics when I was a kid and just falling in love with them. And the new Ninja Turtles comics aren't the same. I've read them a little bit. Tayson and I basically bonded over our mutual love of the Ninja Turtles. That's how we got together on this project, was that he saw in them what I saw, and he didn't, and I turned him onto the role-playing game. He didn't know that existed, but we were talking about that in the very beginning of the project, and we both really got it. And it was I wanted to do a story that had the same feel, the same love, and could be obvious. It was obvious that it was inspired by someone who had read those comics. It's part of the reason why I wanted it to be. I didn't want to hold back, because Ninja Turtles, they didn't, and look where they are today, right? So, I want to tell the story the way I want to tell it, and definitely, look to the great comics that I remember as a kid that I still to this day love, and look at them as the inspiration for for good storytelling. And I will say that if you're reading this and you haven't checked out the original Ninja Turtles comics, IDW has some fantastic compilations, hardback, premium quality books. Buy them. You will not be disappointed. It's good stuff. Yeah.